I began this investigation into the payment to JNS, I did not know for the life of me, and God knows, the heavens know, that it will end at the doorstep, or if you like, the bedroom of Reverend Kusi Boateng or Kwabena Edu Jemfi. I don't know which really is his real name. I don't know, with all the documentation I've gathered. So this document, when the National Cathedral Secretariat came to Parliament for approval of their 80 million cedis in the 2023 budget, we then said, look, Finance Minister has told the Vote of Censure Committee that you have withdrawn 339 million for this project on our blind side, unconstitutional. No problem. We want to see the utilization. How did you utilize the 339? Because that is the role of any responsible parliament. You don't just go granting approvals. You must first find out how previous releases have been utilized. So when we requested that, they brought us this document, and they stated here, under summary of disbursement of the seed money, JNS Talent Center Limited, 2.6 million. And the subheading is contractors mobilization. If you're a diligent member of parliament, you know that there's only one contractor, Ribade, the Ribade JV, which is Rizani the Eka, Babisoti, and Disimoni. However, there's another addition, JNS Talent Center. First time I'm seeing it. You go through the entire documentation, over 200 pages. There's no contract, no agreement, no supporting document at all for this payment. You get suspicious. So I say, how is it that I know of only one contractor, Ribade? They have received contractors mobilization. But what is JNS also doing here? I must look into it. I obtained the incorporation documents. And then I discovered that JNS has 3 directors. Johannes Eshen, Sheila Eshen, and one Kwabena Edu Jemfi. Interesting. What do they do? Now, why was it important to get the incorporation? Because you want to know the nature of the company. So then it can guide you to know what services they do.
And what service they render.
Exactly. What service they are rendering under this project. So I checked their object of business, and it turns out that it is a skills and talent development company. I said, skills and talent development. What are they doing here? A cathedral project. They are not contractors. They are not engineers. They are not architects. Very strange. I dig deeper and realize that the only thing they've done is to set up a creche somewhere at Dowenya. Few innocent holy souls. What are they doing here at Cathedral Project? So let me dig deeper. Then I discover that apparently these are pastors. So Johannes Eshen is a junior pastor, a branch pastor of Reverend Kusi Boateng's church, the Power Chapel Worldwide, and Sheila Eshen is his wife. So I called up Sheila. That was the only number in the documents I managed to intercept. And she picks up and says that, yes, we received some payments from National Cathedral Secretary, but you see, my husband is the MD, and he has all the facts. So wait, he's out of the country. When he returns in 2 weeks, then we'll call you back. So the call never came. Of course, I sent people to the church to check if I was being told the truth, and there he was preaching. So the claim that he was even out of the country was not true. My team was in the church. They had a nice Sunday service with Johannes Eshen. So I said, this is interesting. But in all of this, the third director remained elusive. There was no digital footprint, no evidence at all that he's around. When you go on their website, the crash, you see, Johannes Eshen, Sheila Eshen, they are on Facebook and all of that. But there's no Kwabena Edu Jemfi, mystery figure.
Who is the name of my schoolmate at GIJ, by the way.
Interesting. Yeah. So this guy was elusive, evasive, nowhere to be found. I was like, let me just dig deeper. How did this guy get to register a company? What is his thing? What ID did this guy use? Lo and behold, to the shock of my life, I see Reverend Kusi Boateng's picture in a passport that was used. And the name is Kwabena Edu Jemfi. So, what's going on here? I thought it was a secondary conflict of interest where money being paid to a junior pastor for no work done. These guys have no business receiving contractors mobilization at the National Cathedral construction site. But no, this is looking more direct. Direct conflict of interest. He's paying money to himself. what's happening? Let me dig deeper. Let me check how he got incorporated at the National Cathedral Secretariat. Then I discovered that he has a driving license, which he uses to when he wants to do Victor Kusi Boateng. And even that is driving license that has expired. So the National Cathedral Secretariat has questions to answer. They incorporated the National Cathedral Secretariat on the 18th of July, 2019. The driving license of Victor Kusi Boateng expired in 2016. And yet, that's what was used. Ironically, as for the unexpired documents of Bishop Dakeward Mills, they didn't use it, and deceived him, used his effigy on their websites. He thought he was part of the board of trustees. Apparently, he wasn't. He was never registered. And yet, they had gone to use expired documents to register Victor Kusi Boateng. Then I thought, let me dig up further. Let me track this guy. How is he traveling now? You know that I have some expertise in tracking even the president.
You've been tracking aeroplanes, yes, so tracking human beings is easier for
and even the commander-in-chief will track how much more, Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng. So we did some tracking. And lo and behold, this is a man busily traveling on a diplomatic passport. So,
which is not wrong.
Diplomatic passport. I haven't said it's wrong, but, diplomatic passport, it's highly restricted. It's not issued to just anybody.
But it's issued to people.
Yes, it's issued, but with discretion and all of that. So let me dig further and see what is happening with this diplomatic passport and what name there is. Then I discovered that, interestingly, this diplomatic passport, which was issued to him on the 25th of November 2021 and will expire on the 24th of November 2026, has passport number DX006845. So very recently acquired. It's in the name Kwabena Edu Jemfi.